For the first time, pig kidneys transplanted into a human provide life-sustaining function. For more than a century, scientists have tried to transplant the kidneys of animals into humans. For more than a century, they failed to get those organs functioning. And now researchers at the University of Alabama are claiming a first. They've taken the kidneys of a genetically modified pig and successfully transplanted the organs into a brain-dead patient with the permission of his family. Scientists have tried this before with some success, but what sets the current case study apart is that the pig kidney quickly made urine and cleared the patient's body of creatinine. Creatinine is a broken down part of waste product produced mainly by our muscle cells, and it can only be removed from our bodies via our kidneys through urine, so these are crucial measures of kidney function required to sustain life. No one has succeeded in providing reliable measurements to both before. When the organs of one species are transplanted into another, it's known as xenotransplantation. Historically, these surgeries have mostly failed because the human immune system attacks the foreign tissue, even with immunosuppressive drugs. But if that animal organ is genetically modified to trick the human immune system into accepting it, scientists could theoretically prevent rejection. That proof of principle has now been carried out in a hospital with astonishing success. According to Toby Coates, a clinical scientist at the University of Adelaide who was not involved in the current case, the new xenotransplant was made successful using a key advance in genetic modification, the removal of 4 pig genes and the insertion of 6 human genes, he says, helped prevent coagulation and humanize a pig kidney. These human-like pig kidneys were functional for a week in the patient's body, but researchers now need to test whether these kidneys are temporary bridges or destination therapies for those with end-stage kidney disease. Either scenario would be extremely welcome. Today in the U.S., roughly 40% of patients waiting for a kidney transplant die within 5 years of being listed. With each year, only 25,000 people receive a kidney transplant, and yet the nation is home to more than 800,000 patients with end-stage kidney disease. Unfortunately, one successful xenotransplant is not enough to declare this solution safe or effective. A few years ago, when some of the same scientists transferred 2 kidneys from a pig with 10 genetic modifications into a different brain-dead patient, it did not go as well. The patient's body did not reject the organs, but the kidneys did not clear enough creatinine to reduce levels in the patient's blood or be detected in the urine either. Some scientists remain skeptical that xenotransplants in brain-dead patients will translate to living patients, but extending these experiments to the latter group remains highly contentious. If scientists were to start doing that, kidney xenotransplants would be the safest bet, as these organs can be removed from the body without causing death if immune rejection starts. Advocates for xenotransplantation research argue that we should tread cautiously, but that these are potentially life-saving steps worth taking. Although in the early phase, this pilot study provides hope for over 15,000 Australians on dialysis who could benefit from kidney transplants, Coates says the potentially help overcome the shortage, of course, in human donor kidneys. The letter was published in JAMA Surgery. This is by Carla Casella on Science Alert. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.